Hi everyone, it's Rax. Continuing the last Epoch Hype Week, we now have all the blogs released. Yes, I did read your comments saying make one for each blog, and I was ready to do that. But then the next blog was like on lore, and I was like, ooh, I don't think I can make a video on that. That goes against my religion. But we've got them all here, and now we can go over all of them. So let's see all the exciting things coming in Season 3. We already talked about this one. We already made a video on it, the Primal Hunt and the season mechanic. We're going to be hunting Pokemon and picking our buffs and evolving them, and we're going to get primordial uniques and exalts, which are going to be the best items that we've ever seen in last epoch. Here's the next one about lore. It's the next chapter in the campaign, and it looks quite beautiful. There's going to be tons of new monsters and new scenery and beautiful things, as we've come to expect from all of these releases from EHG. The thing that is the most exciting for me, though, is way down here. The updated visuals and tech. In Season 2, I was very surprised to log in, and the game actually looked significantly better. If I'm being honest, before then, one of the worst things about last epoch for me were the graphics. I thought it was pretty mid, but last time they made significant improvements to the visuals throughout the entire game. And guess what? The team has been working hard again to improve the visuals all across Eterra. So this is the part that I'm looking for, and I'm excited to see all the new things that they have thrown across the world. They have wildlife flying overhead and a newer system to breathe life into the world. We're going to see oceans with the rippling water and the fish and the butterflies. So looks nice. I'm really excited to see how that looks in the next update. Now let's get into the biggest one of them all, the Lich and the Necromancer updates. So last time they updated the Sentinel with like the Paladin and the Void Knight and all that stuff. This time we're doing Lich and Necromancer, and we're also going to get some updates to the Beastmaster and a lot of things for minions. This is not going to be a big theory crafting deep dive. I'm going to have to do that in a different video after I've researched it a lot more, but we can touch this on a high level. The new thing we're going to get is Flay, which is, people are calling it Flayer Strike, from Flicker Strike and Path of Exile, where it gives you a little bit of a dash. Then you have this big melee attack that just rips apart everything in front of you. So the interesting thing about Flay is it has like a melee component in the swing, and then it has a spell damage component with the blood eruption. So this is like a hybrid skill, and you can hit enemies with both of them. So how you build this is going to be quite particular. Are you going to scale the hit? Are you going to scale the spell? Are you going to try to scale both? This will be a huge decision that you're going to have to be conscious with. And this is, again, the new shiny toy in Season 3, so I'm expecting a lot of people to be playing this. So one of the favorite play styles that people have for builds, I mean, honestly, in a lot of different ARPGs, is mana stacking. So here we go. It's going to deal more spell damage per maximum mana. Again, we got to pay attention. It's the spell damage component. So maybe we're going to be a mana stacker and go for the spell damage part of Flay as part of our build. Then, of course, there's a lot of other things. You can move your Aura of Decay. There's tons of different damage conversions. So we can do stuff with poison. We can do stuff with frost and stuff like that. This will all go into theory crafting. The base damage is switched to necrotic. So we're going to get weapons like this from a community member Heavy, which is pretty good on the hybrid side. It's going to do 50% of added melee damage on equipped weapons as spell damage for chaos bolts. But then if you look here at Spirit Battery grants 2% increased mana per stack for 8 seconds. You can get 3 stacks per 2. So what is that? That's 12% times 2, 24% extra mana for that spell damage boost. So again, it might be a mana stacking with a little bit of hybrid things in there and other things to help out your mana. This might be a very good option for the Lich going forward. And down here a little bit later, we're going to see that the Lich can now dual wield as well. Lots of exciting things to theorycraft here. Acolyte Rip Blood is going to be a lot better. Now, as a baseline functionality, it hits all enemies in a line in front of you. And then another thing it's going to do the blood tethers, and they talk more about blood tethers here. So Rip Blood is getting an update. Oh, let's go ahead and just skip forward here a little bit. So the Necromancer Summon Abomination. So the main thing that they changed here is it no longer decays its health over time by default. If you read through this, it absorbs all of your different minions, and then you summon a single Hulking Abomination from that. So if we go down here, wait, one more thing before we move on. It's going to remember the minions that you made it from. So if those minions are available, it's going to devour them to eat its health, and it won't devour the other minions though. So you can kind of like pick and choose if you want extra minions with your abomination. But I thought this one was super cool. If a skeletal archer is absorbed, your abomination now casts Eternal Arrow every 4 seconds, a bow ability that deals physical damage and has recurve. So you got this big old abomination just like shooting arrows out of him everywhere with recurve and maybe potentially just detonating everything. It seems like it would be a lot of fun. Then we have Aura of Decay. Used to be really good, and now they're making some changes to try to make it better. And remember, I don't know if we covered it, but earlier there is something with Aura of Decay that you can use with some of the previous changes that they made. So maybe Aura of Decay will kind of move back into the spotlight here. But anyway, the main thing that they're doing is they're making the Aura of Decay deal less damage to you than it did before. So it's going to be a little bit easier to use. Let's move on down here. Stuff is cool, but let's keep going here. So passive changes, here is the dual wielding. You can dual wield melee weapons by equipping a dagger or an axe in your offhand. While dual wielding, you have more attack speed, but you take more damage. So that's really cool. It's going to be a whole new playstyle. Anybody that enjoys melee playstyle, there you go. You got to try that. Now we have additional leech and leech rate, but they are removed once you reach 66% of your health. But maybe you can do tricky things to maybe cap your health at 66% or thereabouts, so you always have it or something like that. There's got to be some tricks that we can do here. And then an interesting 3-point bonus. Now your damages over time bypass your ward. Might be a good way to like protect your ward, take some damage with your health while taking advantage of the leech and just overall give you higher survivability. And here, at 3 points, your minion gets increased crit per intelligence, 1% for each one, and more damage over time for your vitality. So again, the stat stacking, the mana stacking, depending upon what you're doing, would be very strong. More ways to get stronger. And here, a percentage of your health is redirected to your lowest minion. I think it used to be a chance to consume a minion stealing its health. Now it just redirects it. Should be better. Anyway, I do not think this encompasses all of the changes to Lich and Necromancer. This is just kind of like the meat and potatoes, or just what they are showing us here. The main thing is Abomination will be better. Minions in general will be better, as we're going to see in the next blog post. And Lich is getting that melee dual wield setup. Could be pretty sick. Now, on the next one we're going to start with Minion AI. Now, Minion AI essentially was set to a pretty defensive mindset in last Epoch. Now you have the choice. You can set it to defensive, or you can set it to assassinate mode, which is just going to be exactly what you think it is. It's just going to be way more aggressive and way more offensive. And they're going to be more likely to keep attacking the target that they were already attacking, especially if it's like a rare or a boss. So overall, they're just going to be a lot smarter, and they'll like actually finish their targets before switching to another one. With one click of the button, you can switch which your minions are in. Seems like a very good way to give players control without like overcomplicating the entire process. Now, this is one that you're probably going to be very excited for if you really like minions. You're now going to gain 0.8% minion power per character level. Used to be 0.6. So now you get 60% additional damage, and they take 60% less damage. And then they take 50% less damage from very dangerous enemy abilities. And now it used to be 50, and now it's 60. Way more damage, way more survivability just for free. So that will be nice. And they also fixed a lot of the snapshotting issues. I have been vehemently vocal on any ARPG. I think snapshotting is terrible. If you don't know what snapshotting is put on all this certain gear to buff up your minions or something, summon the minion, and then take all that gear off and put on your real gear. So you have the really powerful minion with the gear that you summoned and now just wear your regular gear. It creates such a terrible gameplay flow of having to min-max that nobody wants to do. They should just dynamically switch with the power of whatever you're currently wearing, even if you had already summoned them. So that is great that they're getting rid of snapshotting with minions. They should get rid of snapshotting with everything and like every skill in every ARPG. I hate it. So that's great. The Beastmaster minions, they're getting an update as well. You can now have a raptor that's a dragon that breathes fire. Okay, that's insane. People are going to love that. Your scorpion can now cast Maelstrom. So you got the cold scorpion. And now you have the bear that can cast earthquake. All right, so Beastmasters are getting some love. There's the minion changes, so you don't have to play Lich or Necromancer if you don't want to. Merchants Guild is getting an update. It's getting an update on the filters for easier price checking, and you're going to get new tokens. So a merchant's token bypasses the favor cost for purchasing an item, but a black market token bypasses the favor cost. You can purchase items that would normally require a higher rank, and it sets the rank requirement to be 1. So that, like, if you get like a really good, I don't know, leveling item that's like, I don't know, level 10 or something, and you want it to be level 1 and really easy to use or something, you want to use it right now, you can use the black market token. Just overall really cool ideas. And then finally, offline cosmetics are happening for the people that like to play offline. There you go. It's another big win. And overall, that is all of the blog posts now, I think, for last Epoch's Hype Week. Now, if you initially think, well, if you look at all of these blog posts, the scope here is smaller than in Season 2. I would agree with that, but remember, there was also a lot less time. This is like more of a normal cadence for an ARPG. This was done in only 4 months. And so for 4 months and delivering this much stuff, it, to me, feels really good. I think this is going to be really good. So looking forward to the increased visuals. I will absolutely make a Flay Lich. I'll make probably make both. I'll make the Abomination Necro. I'll make the Beastmaster. I'll make everything. We'll try it all, and it should be a lot of fun. Hope you guys are getting excited for this game. I'll have a lot of guides for you guys, leveling guides, build guides, stuff like that. It'll all be coming very soon. Thank you.